Right now at noon, we now know the names of the people involved in the deadly crash in Cottage Grove over the weekend. We'll have an update. And it is Election Day across Wisconsin. We'll tell you what you need to know before hitting the polls. Plus, congressional Democrats are taking aim at the Trump administration's security clearances. We'll explain.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning into News 3 Now on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in a bit. But first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast. Rained pretty hard this morning.
It did rain, and now we are seeing a little bit of snow falling out of the sky. Pro tip, if you just pretend like it's the first time you've seen it, it will always be joyful to you. So let's go ahead and look out from our station camera right now. Hard to see at times, but every now and then you may start to see a little snowflake pass by. It's not snowing heavily at all, but nonetheless, there is some rain mixed with snow moving through the Madison area. It's not going to last long. It lasted longer for areas to our north and east, but now it's this last little batch that's exiting town. And guess what? On the back side of that, we've got some sunshine getting ready to filter through. This is visible cloud track right now. Let me go ahead and show you all that clearing line from about Watoma back through Lone Rock over towards Prairie du Chien. Once you get beyond that, it is sunshine galore, my friends, and that's what's going to come into the picture later on this afternoon. In the meantime, 36 degrees with some rain and snow being reported at the airport. Winds out of the north-northwest at 3. Where that rain and snow is actually falling, those temperatures are colder than just 24 hours ago. A lot of folks are seeing those temperatures in the mid-30s. But where there is warmer temperatures to the south and east, you have 50 showing up. Kenosha at 55, 46 in Janesville. And then on the other side of that cloud cover where the sunshine is, you have 45 in Black River Falls and in La Crosse. So do expect our temperatures to rise. We may get hurt a little on our path to 20 or to 53. We may not quite get that warm, but we are going to try to get up there with that sunshine later on, cooling down towards the low 30s overnight tonight with more sunshine early tomorrow.
Okay. I looked at the weather calendar because I had to turn the page. Mm-hmm. April 18th of last year, we got 7.2 inches.
Yeah, I was actually here for that, looking for an apartment. So I remember, so we'll see.
It ain't over yet?
It is not.
All right, thanks, Chris. See you in a few minutes. A Baraboo woman and her dog were killed Sunday afternoon in a two-vehicle crash. County emergency crews say it happened at the intersection of Highway 23 and County Road W in the township of Westfield around 4 p.m. Investigators say 87-year-old Jeanette Acola was driving a car and pulled out in front of a minivan. Acola and her dog riding with her died at the scene. The driver of the minivan suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The crash remains under investigation. And the Wisconsin Department of Transportation is identifying the drivers involved in a fatal Cottage Grove crash on Sunday. An SUV driven by 42-year-old Sor Yang of Madison and a car driven by 23-year-old Douglas Griswold of Heartland lost control of their vehicles. Yang's car went through the median and crashed into an SUV driven by 23-year-old Brian Friesky of Shorewood. Friesky's 17-year-old passenger, Megan Friesky, died in the crash. All of the drivers were taken to the hospital. Brian Friesky and Yang have non-life-threatening injuries, and Griswold was not injured. It is Election Day, and the only race that will be on every ballot across Wisconsin will be for the state Supreme Court. Conservative-backed Judge Brian Hagedorn and Judge Lisa Neubauer, who is supported by liberal groups, are the two candidates on the ballot. This race is officially nonpartisan, but both candidates have been heavily funded by partisan groups. Both say that will not influence any decisions they make if they're elected to Wisconsin's highest court. Both candidates currently serve together on the State Court of Appeals. And by the end of the day, we will know who will be leading the city of Madison for the next 4 years. Satya Rose Conway is challenging current Mayor Paul Soglin. Both candidates are advocating for a number of the same issues like affordable housing and addressing inequity in the community, but they say they would each bring something different to the job. Soglin is the longtime mayor who's been in the role since 2011 after also serving in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, while Rhodes Conway vows to bring a change to Madison. DeForest School District officials are asking voters to approve two multi-million-dollar referendums today. The first is asking voters to approve a $125 million referendum to build a new intermediate high school and provide major upgrades to the current high school. A second referendum would increase revenue limits by $2.5 million a year to expand operating costs. If approved, a homeowner's property taxes would increase by $274 per every $100,000 of property value. In Sun Prairie, voters will be asked to support a $164 million proposal to build a new high school. There's another question asking for $5 million a year for construction costs and teacher salary raises. If both referendums were approved, it would cost the owner of a $250,000 home another $236 a year in property taxes. And property taxes could also go up in Milton, where the school district wants to cover $60 million worth of improvements at its schools. That increase would be right around $330 a year for a $200,000 home. Milton voters have already rejected two referendums over the past 3 years. And in Middleton, there's a pitch to triple residents' storm water utility bills to help pay for damage that system sustained in last year's flooding. If the referendum is approved, that cost would go from $15 to $45 annually for the next 5 years. The city estimates flooding at about $5 million in damage to the stormwater management facilities alone. And you can head to the polls right now. Cast your ballot. The polls close at 8 o'clock this evening. A reminder that Spanish language ballots will be available at every polling place in Dane County. The bilingual ballots will be available on the handicapped accessible machines. People can select what language they would like to use, similar to how they use it at ATM. We'll have team coverage all day long on Channel 3000.com and News 3 Now and later newscasts. You can also count on us for all the results later tonight on News 3 Now at 10. In other news, the House Oversight Committee is voting on whether to issue subpoenas to investigate how White House officials, including President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, received top-level security clearances. The investigation heated up after Tricia Newbold, a veteran security advisor at the White House, told lawmakers that clearances were denied for 25 officials, but later overturned.
She came forward because the system at the White House is so dysfunctional that she believes that Congress needs to intervene.
You issue a big memo and a big press release after interviewing one witness. That's how we're going to do investigations in the Oversight Committee?
President Trump has denied any involvement in granting Kushner's security clearance. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You know, most of us deal with enough stress on a daily basis that we shouldn't need to worry about what to make for dinner. To help make things easier for you, we're sharing a recipe inspired by a few time savers from our freezer aisle. Most of us deal with enough stress on a daily basis that we shouldn't need to worry about what to make for dinner. To help make things easier for you, we're sharing a recipe inspired by a few time savers from the freezer aisle. By simply serving these heat and eat favorites together, you'll end up with a feel-good dinner in just minutes. Watch this. The next time you're at the store, pick up a package of frozen breaded chicken tenders and a box of waffles. Any brand will do, and if they're on sale, all the better. While these heat in the oven or in your air fryer, pop a few waffles into your toaster. We want to toast them until they're golden. All that's left to do is top each waffle with some smoky cooked bacon and a few of the chicken tenders before putting another waffle on top. Now you tell me, when was making dinner ever this easy? At the table, put out some honey and maple syrup and let everyone drizzle on their favorites. Everyone who tries this is gonna love this tasty combo of flavors. To get the recipe for our bacon and fried chicken waffle witch, check out our website. I know you'll be glad you did.
I love chicken and waffles.
I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we discovered a waffly good way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Open up wide.
All right, guys, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a gloomy, rainy Tuesday, but the sun will be coming out eventually. Chris Reese has your first alert forecast when we come back. Well, trade talks remain front and center on Wall Street. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Wall Street continues to keep an eye on the political trade dance between the U.S. and China. A year into the tariff battle, officials are sending signals they are close to hammering out deal terms. Walgreens slashed its earnings expectations after posting its weakest quarter in 5 years. The chain says profits slid to $1.16 billion and shares fell under pressure in early trade. The stock had already lost ground last month when the government put Walgreens on notice for illegally selling more cigarettes to minors than any other drugstore. Walmart is stepping up the competition with Amazon. Starting this month, the world's biggest retailer says customers can order their groceries with voice commands. To do it, shoppers would need to use Google's smart home speaker. Users can say things like, "Hey Google, talk to Walmart." And your state might need a stress test. Personal finance site Wallet Hub did a state-by-state analysis of stress across the U.S. based on dozens of factors, including average hours worked per week, financial strain, and number of adults getting enough sleep. Louisiana was #1 for most stressed, followed by Mississippi and Arkansas. All came in high on health and money-related stress. Minnesota, Utah, and Massachusetts were the least stressed. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is down 95 points. The Nasdaq, however, managing a 7.5-point gain. The S&P 500 off a little over 2. Let's check it out with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee before she heads off to Holland.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of weird this week. I'll be around for a couple different conferences until Friday when our plane takes off, Mark. But yeah, this is my last noon show for a couple days, so people will have to kind of bear with us. The numbers will be there, the Farm Babe will not, so keep that in mind. One thing I want to tell my viewers about right now, though, is thanks to my partnership with the Crystal Grand up in Wisconsin Dells, they decided they wanted to do something. You know, farmers they don't have date night, they don't take a night away. So the Crystal Grand's kind of trying to get them to take a bit of a break. It's been a tough winter on them. So they're actually giving away pairs of tickets to the Craig Morgan concert for Friday evening, April 12th. The way that you win the tickets is get on my website, fabulousfarmbabe.net. We want you to take a selfie, you and your cows, you and your beef animals, you and your pigs, whatever you're farming with, you and your combine, you and your farm equipment, and post it at fabulousfarmbabe.net. We'll be awarding those tickets before April 9th for the April 12th concert. So I want to make sure I get that message out to my farmers. Take a little break at lunch hour today and snap some selfies of you doing your chores. We just want to make sure those tickets go to active farmers. All right, markets on the midday. We got the first crop progress report of the year. Didn't have much to say for Wisconsin farmers, but 32% of the reporters said they're estimating that the winter wheat right now, about 32% of it's still good to excellent. That's a nice way to start off the year. Let's just hope that it continues that way. One of my commodity brokers says seldom do the reports that we get this early on really correlate to what we see in the fields, but it's a beginning. Barrel cheese and the butter unchanged today in Chicago. 40-pound block cheese up a penny at $1.65. So like I said, post some of those selfies. If you get a chance, Mark, you'll have to go over to fabulousfarmbabe.net. I think I've got about 10, 20 pictures already up, people doing their chores, and they're pretty good. So I'm looking that more folks will add to our photo volume there. It's kind of nice to see all the young people out there doing chores.
Yeah, take a little break. That's a good idea.
Yep, that's right.
All right, bring back some tulips.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do, buddy. Maybe a pair of clogs for you or something fun.
Wooden shoes. I got a pair for my grandmother.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
They're from the Netherlands. So.
Yeah, well.
All right, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right.
Thank you, Pam. Chris is here now with a look at our forecast. Hopefully, some clearing on the way.
Yeah, hopefully. It's been one of those gray kind of mornings around here in south central Wisconsin. This is a live look over the Edgewater sky camera right now. Things are still very gray for us here in town. But what I want to point out, there's no ice on the lake. We've actually officially reached ice off here this year. Monona was frozen for 97 days and then 86 days for Mendota, which both of those lakes were below average for how long they are typically iced over. And that's honestly a trend that we have seen over the past several years, of the years or being shorter and shorter for that lake being frozen. Now, what's ironic about that is here we are into April 2nd. We're still talking about snow here in Wisconsin. We had a little bit, especially to the north this morning, that put down a dusting for some folks. The last edge of those snowflakes now working through Madison as we speak. And then eventually things will get better. This is visible cloud track right now showing you the sunshine just to our north and west, and that is where temperatures are really getting warmer. In the meantime, underneath that cloud cover, you'll notice a lot of those temperatures are colder than we were 24 hours ago, mainly in the upper 30s, 36 here in Madison, 37 in Mineral Point. But then Black River Falls, underneath that sunshine, 46 degrees. Now, we do have winds coming out of the west or the north and northwest, and get this, a mix of rain and snow at 36, but that sunshine is going to return as we move into the afternoon. As that sunshine returns, that's going to be our best bet to see those temperatures making it up towards 53. I do think the extended cloud cover that we have seen so far today might actually hurt us a little bit, and we may only get up to about 45 or 46, but there's still a shot for a lot of folks to make it into the lower 50s, despite the fact that we actually have a cold front working its way through town as we speak. Now, I do want to point this out. This is Charlotte, North Carolina, parts of South Carolina, getting in on some snowfall this morning. And my little brother is down in Charlotte. He has sent me pictures all day. The teachers in the classroom had to close the windows because all the kids were excited about the little bit of snow that they got. I know here we're tired of it. So that's why I'm excited to say we will see that sunshine this afternoon. Later on tonight, a weak disturbance comes on through. I think that will mainly bring cloud cover, but I can't rule out the chance for that to bring at least some spotty showers on the horizon. But then we clear out. We're talking sunshine into your Wednesday morning, starting out around 31, but then warming up into the low 50s on Wednesday as well. Cloud cover does come in Wednesday afternoon, and then we're going to watch that chance for showers again, though the greatest chance will likely be mainly to our south. Eventually, things do shape up pretty well for our weekend. We are talking temperatures going upwards towards 67 degrees by Sunday.
That's better.
Yes, that is a lot better than what we're dealing with right now.
All right, Chris, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. I'm next. Angie Edge from the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin is here to share a grilled cheese recipe. It's Grilled Cheese Month. Stay with us. Well, Angie Edge from the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin is here with a Mediterranean grilled cheese sandwich recipe. It's Grilled Cheese Month?
It is. We have a lot to celebrate, Mark. Not only Grilled Cheese Month, but all of the awards that our Wisconsin companies won last month at the United States Cheese Awards.
And won big.
We won big. We had 51 companies that won, and we had 26 classes where we swept the entire category. So we have a great example here today.
Including the feta category.
The feta from Monroe, Klondike won first, second, and third. So nothing but the best cheese for your grilled cheese today, Mark.
Absolutely.
So this is the Mediterranean grilled cheese. As you know, it's always important to use real butter for your grilled cheese, whether it's in the skillet or you lather it on your bread. So we're going to start with that and some sourdough. We also have some Wisconsin mozzarella cheese we're going to put on first. Another award winner, and we make a lot of mozzarella, actually 1 billion pounds of mozzarella each year. So it really melts nice. It kind of holds the sandwich together.
So you like the shredded?
We like the shredded because it seems to melt a little more evenly, but you can definitely use sliced as well. Here's our award-winning feta cheese. It adds a nice little tart and tangy flavor to the Mediterranean, and it pairs really nicely with some of the Roma tomatoes and the olives as well. So you're seeing lots of fresh color, lots of variety. Do you want to add some olives?
Of course, we got to add olives.
You got to help me cook here. So we have olives that pair nicely with the feta.
Well, that didn't work out. And you have a fat-free feta here as well.
You have fat-free or traditional. And then lastly, we're going to add on some spinach too to add a little bit of color and texture. So very simple to make, and you can use your own varieties. Then you're going to put the top of the bread on, and you can cook it in your skillet for a couple minutes, or if you have a sandwich maker, it cooks it evenly on both sides. So a great way to showcase Grilled Cheese Month and some of our award-winning cheeses in Wisconsin.
Nothing better than a grilled cheese sandwich on a cool day like today.
So I made lots of extra, so you can have some lunch today.
We will gladly enjoy. The recipe's online?
Yep, you can check them out at wisconsincheese.com.
Happy Grilled Cheese Month.
Thank you, and to you too.
Thanks, Ann. Here's Chris, one final check of the forecast.
You know, Grilled Cheese Month has got to be a good month around here, but we've also got more sunshine. It's going to come our way. Of course, things are cloudy now. You've got that rain-snow mix falling for a lot of folks, but sunshine is just to the north and west, folks, so hang on tight for your Tuesday. It is on the way. We're going to start your Wednesday off with sunshine as well, but then cloud cover increases Wednesday night. We're going to have a chance of rain Wednesday going into Thursday. The weekend, folks, looking pretty spectacular. Lots of sunshine with temperatures in the 60s, perhaps upper 60s by Sunday.
All right, get the grill out, that's for sure. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.